Peace to everybody. This is about could California earthquakes trigger volcanic eruptions? No imminent threat, says USGS. So, and as you can see here in the picture, is where California is, and of course, as you can see, the little places where all the earthquake has happened since Thursday. Of course, here's the video of it, but I won't play it at all because I don't want to get blocked by YouTube. A series of significant earthquakes and aftershocks in California this weekend have already resulted in significant property damage and disruptions across the region. Located within the reach of those quakes is the coastal volcanic field, but government geologists say the earthquakes have not triggered any indicators of eruptions to come. So there has been a series of significant earthquakes on the of the property damage. In other words, walls were cracking, chandeliers coming down, stuff on the store shelves were falling off the shelves and everything. And of course, but government geologists say the earthquakes have not triggered any indicators of eruptions for the volcanoes so far. So far they're lucky on that. According to an alert notice published Saturday afternoon by the U.S. Geographical Survey, the southern edge of the coastal volcanic field saw the start of an earthquake swarm, the term for a localized series of tremors within a relatively short time frame. At 9:19 p.m. Pacific Time Friday, the swarm was kicked off by a 5.4 magnitude quake that was itself an aftershock of the 7.1 magnitude quake that rocked the region earlier in the evening. So according to the alert notice that was published today, by the U.S. Geographical Survey, the coastal volcanic field saw the start of an earthquake swarm. So they have instruments and everything that will register the earthquake where it's at and everything else. And of course, it was kicked off by a 5.4 magnitude. Then after that, it became a 7.1 magnitude that same night. The coastal field is located east of the Sierra Nevada mountains in the northern portion of the Mojave Desert, about 100 miles northeast of Bakersfield and about 200 miles north of Los Angeles. So that's where the coastal field is located at. It's in the Sierra Nevada mountains, so that's how they know that's how they know that the earthquake is happening in California, because it was all over the place. And of course, all these aftershocks that people are scared of because they don't want to be in the middle of all this, so everybody had to run. Of course, it was 100 miles northeast of Bakersfield and about 200 miles north of Los Angeles, so that's how bad the earthquake was. An average of about 30 earthquakes per hour have been detected since read the USGS alert, which said that most of the quakes were within the magnitude range of 1 to 3. The agency, which has kept the alert level at green, which indicates normal conditions, said the quakes did not appear to set off any eruptions and appeared unlikely to do so. So there was like 30 earthquakes per hour, and that's a whole lot of earthquakes to have per hour, and it's really bad there. And of course, people want to read the USGS alert, which said that most of the quakes were within the magnitude range of 1 to 3. So that's not too bad, but it is bad having all the aftershocks. But the earthquake, the most was 7.1, of course, the aftershocks come after that. No ground deformation indicator of volcanic activity has been detected, and there is no immediate threat of an eruption. Notice the alert. The California Volcano Observatory will continue to monitor the situation for any sign of volcanic activity and provide updates as warned. So there's no ground deformation, there's no volcanic activity at this time, but they are going to keep an eye on it just in case a volcano does erupt in California. According to the USGS, the coastal field covers about 150 square miles of ground in the region, with much of it located within the Naval Air Weapons Station at China Lake. The field is comprised of lava domes, lava flows, and cinder cones erupted over the past 250,000 years. However, it has been about 40,000 years since the last eruption. So last eruption was about 40,000 years ago. The cinder cones erupted over the past 250,000 years. But still, it is good to keep an eye on the volcano to see if it will erupt or not. And so far, it's not erupting. And and of course, you got within the Naval Air Weapons Station at China Lake, of the ground in the region with much of it's located at, and of course 150 square miles. That's a pretty long mile. The LA Times reports that there had been, as of early Saturday afternoon, 1,400 aftershocks in the region following the larger quakes Thursday and Friday. The seismic activity has damaged buildings, roads, and other infrastructure and resulted in some fires. On the positive side, no deaths have yet to be linked to the quakes, noted the Times. Alright, so far there's no deaths so far, so far that's lucky. But the 1,400 aftershocks in the region following the larger quakes, that is pretty serious. So 30 aftershocks every hour, just coming one at a time, and everything is destroyed. And it's really terrible. While California volcanoes do not appear to be at any heightened risk this weekend, recent earthquakes in Alaska did give the USGS reason on Friday to raise the alert level on a semi-Volcanic volcano in the Aleutian Islands to yellow, indicating an advisory status. This change was due to increased seismic activity. And so while California volcanoes do not appear to be any heightened risk, but of course, Alaska, they had the recent earthquakes in Alaska did give the USGS reason on Friday to raise the alert level. So now they're worried about their volcanoes erupting as well, but so far nothing there either. And of course, here's the road. This is a church stands behind newly ruptured roadway after a 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck in the area on July 6th, and this happened in Trona, California. So this is what the road had looked like while the earthquake was rattling everything. So it was starting to tear up the road, the earthquake. So and with it being on the fault line, everything is getting destroyed. So it doesn't matter if you're somewhere safe or not, but if you're somewhere, just get out of the house, run, get away from it. Don't stand there and say, oh well, nothing. No, something is going to happen, because these earthquakes are not going to stop at all. Just go somewhere until it is safe to come back. and make sure you have everything that you need: batteries, flashlights, radio, anything that you can get your hands on. Get a pack of water, get everything that you need. Leave your comments below. I am out.